Thank you.
Greetings, groovy people! Welcome to the channel. I'm the self-proclaimed Blue Dragon, and it's Friday, but it's also Earth Day. And for those of you who have been around the channel for a while, you probably know that every year I try to do something special for Earth Day. Last year I was participating in a zine for Pride Month, but the theme of the zine, in addition to being Pride, it was Pride in the environment, the green stripe of the flag. So I was actually working on that project back in April, and I couldn't really show you all the finished product because it was going to be published in a zine, which is still for sale. You can check out Jamie the Burb's Etsy shop down in the description if you would like to get a copy of that. I'll show you what the finished product is since it's now been at least 6 months, more than 6 months since the project released, I believe. But I'm allowed to do that now. So this is what it ended up being. I did it in 4 different pages, but it was also kind of like in a scroll format. So I might be sharing that on social media at some point. I don't know, either on Instagram or maybe on my comic or something like that. I haven't decided yet. But every year, while I do definitely believe that we should celebrate the earth and have a responsibility to be good stewards to our environment, at least if we want life on earth to continue existing as it is and reduce, you know, like the misery from traumas of bad, catastrophic natural events, I think it's important to kind of celebrate Earth Day year round, but it's also kind of fun to have a celebratory day that we specifically highlight that specific holiday or celebration. So that's kind of why I like to do this on Earth Day. Those of you who have been viewers for a while will notice that I've got my little pencils here that I picked up in 2019. I did a video on that where I went around the neighborhood and found garbage and made garbage art from it. It wasn't any good garbage art, but you know, it was fun to do. And of course I sanitized the stuff that I found. Obviously, post-COVID world, people are going to be a little more paranoid about that, so discretion is advised on that. You are all adults. Hopefully you should all be adults, so you make your own decision and determine what you'd like to do. Don't just do something because I've done it. But at any rate, I still use these pencils. I don't use them very often, but I tend to use them for specific projects. Usually Earth Day, but I also will pull them out every now and then when I want to do something with just regular pencils. But this year, I wanted to do another character creation, just like I did last year, but I'm coming at this just from a blank slate. I have no idea what I want to do this year. I just want to brainstorm and kind of go along and work on this together. If you would like to join in and, you know, kind of get your pencil and paper out and work on something, that's groovy. That would be cool. And if you want to share like a link, or I don't know if YouTube will let you do links, but if you want to share like your handle or Instagram, whatever, on what you created, I would be happy to check that out, because I do have an Instagram, even though I don't really update it very often. I got too much to do, you know? It's hard to juggle it all, but I do still keep it updated every now and then, so I would definitely check out anyone's art that you create. I sound a little nasally right now because I'm getting over a cold. It is a confirmed cold. I went and got tested with the doctor. I do not have COVID, thank the good Lord. Oh my God, I was so nervous because I have been visiting my family to help care for my father, which I'm not going to go into details about, but I was so worried that, you know, I had contracted it and given it to my family, and thankfully I didn't. So I'm definitely appreciative to God and the universe for that. At any rate, if I sound nasally, that's why. But yeah, I do definitely encourage y'all, if you want to, like, you know, brainstorm along with me, please do. I want this to be the wallpaper for my patrons at the $10 level. $10 level used to be the Q&A, but I didn't think that the Q&A was really worth $10, so I've switched it to the wallpaper, which takes a lot more kind of work and thought, I feel. Not that the questions don't. I definitely put thought into the answers, but anyway, that's just how I view it. I figure that, you know, you get more bang for your buck, something that you can reuse. Yeah, I think what I want to try is doing a composition that's kind of like that golden spiral, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know a lot about composition still. I really haven't had too much time. I've just been kind of dipping my feet in the water. But I think what I want to do for my wallpaper is have a character, but in a setting that's really like nature-y and stuff. So this is sometimes how I brainstorm when I'm not really sure what I want to do. I just kind of talk to myself and work it out. But when I think of nature, there's so many different types of nature, obviously. That's like, you know, duh. But personally, I've always been kind of partial to like wooded areas, trees. I like to go camping, I like to go hiking, I like to go mushroom hunting. I've always just liked being immersed in like different types of forests. I've been to the sequoias in California, I've been to like the redwood forests, I've been to like Tillamook, I've been to the Shawnee National Forest in southern Illinois. It kind of spans across a couple different states. You know, there's obviously a lot of different landscapes one can think of, and I tend to kind of default to the forest because my last name is Woods. And I've always just kind of been partial to it, but you know, I should probably like expand my horizons a little bit and maybe go somewhere else. But I was thinking like maybe, you know, what would it be like to have like, I don't know, like maybe like a little waterfall over here, and then whatever our character is, maybe now, do I want a fairy? I kind of default to fairies a lot of times when it comes to nature, but is there something? Maybe I could do like a little cute fairy. I usually do more like adult themed things, but maybe we could have a little fairy. And I have no idea what I want the character to look like yet, but maybe we'll just have a little fairy who's sitting on a rock in the middle of this stream. Maybe that's what I want to do. I kind of want to have like some green over here because I do my wallpapers in 2 different sizes. I do it for the larger screens, and I do it for like a more square, rectangular and more square screens, depending on you know, what kind of screen people have. Those are the only 2 sizes I do, because it does take a bit of formatting to change things up a bit. But I do also try to be considerate of that for my patrons. But maybe we'll have some interesting stuff here. Maybe they could be standing up and holding maybe something. I don't know. This is like totally not the spiral composition now, but oh well. So that's what I want. Let's see. Maybe they could be... Okay, so that's kind of what I want. That's what I kind of think I want to do. And then these are rocks and stuff, but there's levels back here. Y'all, if anybody has any suggestions on how the hell to make this visible when you're doing graphite, I am not a camera person. I have no idea. I think that's very evident in my videos that I don't know shit about lighting. So if anyone has any suggestions on something that's not like ridiculously priced, please leave those in the comments below. And I do apologize. I love doing these videos, but my main focus is my free webcomic Dark Horse. Always have links down in the description for that, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to pay attention to the quality of my videos. I do want to also not be complete and total shit at recording. I was doing so well. I wasn't cussing at all. And I can't not cuss, y'all. But I hope you can see that. So sometimes I go with my first idea and sometimes I don't, but I think that I want to go with my first idea here. For the sake of time, and also just because I kind of like this idea. Maybe instead of moss, maybe, oh, this could be a branch coming down. And then I can have like this cute little snail bruh. Cute little snail. We don't know. Why not? I think snails are super fucking cute. You see a lot of them in the woods. I guess I could have done a banana slug. Let's do a banana slug. You know what? Let's shake it up. Let's shake it up. It's a banana slug. Oh yeah. We'll have a little mushroom bro. Some little shelf. Everything's a bro. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't even know when I started saying bro. You ever like pick up lingo and you don't even know when the fuck you started saying it? And it's like shit you'd never say, but then you hear everybody saying it. I am not gonna start saying type of situation. I hear everybody fucking saying that on YouTube now, and it's like, no. I'm not gonna say situation. We gotta situate, and you know, no. I'm not gonna do it. I have nothing against it. It's just like, it's not part of my lingo. Let other people use that lingo. I'm not gonna do it. But it's funny, the things that you notice people start saying, like, culturally. I just find that fascinating how language evolves. And especially now it evolves so quickly because, you know, it's so much easier for people to be in touch with one another. Okay, so that's the idea that I have. Maybe we'll have some viney things over here. I don't usually do viney things, so let's do viney things. That's totally technical talk there. And maybe even we'll put a little off center. Let's do the viney things, and then a little off center we'll have like a little cave. Maybe this is where the fairy lives. And we're not going to be able to see in here very much, but I want a little cave. And then that's like pew pew. That's the sound of foam, y'all. Just kidding. What kind of fairy do we want? We need to start designing our fairy. Or I need to start designing this fairy. And whatever character, if you're doing one, whatever you're drawing, you start designing it. So, unless you don't want to. If you want to keep piddling around with this, piddle around with this. Do what's fun. Do what feels good. Don't let me tell you to do something not fun. If you don't even want to draw along, that's cool. So what do we want this character to look like? I'm thinking colors that go well with green tend to be like red and purple, maybe red and purple. What other colors could we do? Okay, so green is going to be a predominant color. So then I start thinking about the colors that I want, right? And then I start brainstorming things, and I kind of have the color wheel in the back of my mind, but I don't stress out too much about it. So I think I'm going to do greens, blues, kind of, but more towards the green, teal, greenish blues. And let's do a tiny bit of red and pink. Just a little bit. That's what I think we're gonna do. Or that's what I'm using the royal we, y'all. I don't usually do videos like this, so I'm not really sure what to say. I mean, I've done videos like, you know, just babbling and working on stuff in the background before, but I haven't done it in a while. I am personally not using any references. You could probably tell. I'm just drawing from imagination, but if you need references, don't like be ashamed to use references. Never be ashamed to use references. Especially when you're just having fun and you just want to learn how to create characters or learn how to draw new facial features and shit like that. References are important for that, especially if you're not familiar with something. There's no shame in taking inspiration from real life to learn how to draw something. Because otherwise, how are you supposed to know what something or someone looks like? So what do we want this character? So I'm thinking I want them to have like, kind of like, I should maybe show you this book. Okay, this is a book from my childhood. I'm going to move things away for a moment. Oh my god, it's so old. Mom used to tell me that I looked like this fairy on the cover when I was a little kid. I don't know if that's a boy fairy or a girl fairy. It doesn't really matter. I don't care. I mean, I might have looked like them. But yeah, this Flower Fairies of the Garden, you can see how torn up it is, but this is one of my books from childhood that I used to really love. Oh my god, it was for my sister! I stole it from my sister! I'm gonna like blank that out so nobody sees the names, but apparently this was my sister's. I wasn't even born yet. I ganked it from my sister. Oh my gosh, I'm awful, aren't I? This was totally me. Look at what an awful child I was. I know my sister didn't do this, because I'm always the one who's drawing in books. But I don't want to like spoil too much of this because of copyright stuff, whatever. Oh, Glasgow. Huh. But yeah, this is something I used to really love. Just a lot of different... this was probably one of my favorite ones, I think. One of the favorite designs. Did you know that's where saffron comes from? Crocus? Anyway, again, I'm not going to show too much of this because of copyright issues, but let's do something along these lines. Let's give this fairy a hat. A flower hat. So now I want to start thinking about the design. Bluebells will be too blue, but although I do love bluebells though. So maybe I will have some blue in here. I don't know. I need one of those pencil extenders. Gosh. But yeah, I want them to have a bluebell. And I never, ever do curly hair. Never. So, let's do curly hair. Let's do curly red hair for this character. Let's have some locks. So right now I'm just kind of thinking of ideas. If you've been watching my sketchbook tours, you see that things don't usually end as roughly as they start. I am working on my sketchbook today, by the way. Sketches in this book are going to be a little better than my other one. You know, we do grow. I don't think this eraser works very well. No. What the fuck? I hate... Why do they keep putting these types of erasers that don't erase? I know the answer is because it's cheap, but still. Come on. I used to hate that. It was never, like, all that neat in writing anyway, but, like, that even drove me even crazier. Let's give him a little pug nose, maybe. I used to get made fun of by these two boys on our bus. And as an adult, I realized that, you know, they had a hard home life. And they were made fun of a lot for being trailer park kids. And it probably made them feel good to make fun of my nose. But, you know, at the time it was just like, I've always liked my facial features. My mom has always built up my sister and myself. She always made us feel beautiful. So it was so funny when this... Not funny, but it was ironic when this kid started making fun of my nose and calling me turtle nose and shit. And I'm just like... Because I have a pug nose. It's not like, you know... Anyway, if you know what a pug nose is, you know what a pug nose is. But they're trying to make fun of my fucking nose. And I'm just like... Dude, this is the Irish pug, and I am super proud of it. You are so stupid. And, like, it was, like, totally ineffectual because I was fortunate enough to have a mom who had built my esteem up, and particularly built my esteem up about that feature. That, like, it totally deflated this kid when he was trying to bully me. And, like, he was older than me, and it's like, you are so pathetic. And then his little brother was trying to follow along with him. We all rode the same bus. Now, again, I realized that they had very shitty fucking home life. But I'm glad, I mean, at the same time, it doesn't mean that it's okay for you to try to drag me down to make yourself feel better. And they didn't. I mean, it was like the first time when things started to click on what mom was saying don't give a shit about what other people say about you or if they try to make you feel bad. And like that was something that I found as like a point of pride in my own features. I really liked the way I looked. And so when that person was making fun of me, it was like, nah, okay. It didn't really do anything, and it felt so good for them to not win over making me feel shitty. And those were one of those lessons that, because I was bullied and picked on a lot before I got into high school, those were some of the things that, you know, I look back on and see them being steps in my having a fairly good self-esteem and not really caring if people accept me, because I already accept myself, and so I don't really need... Well, it's nice to have friends and the gratification of people bringing you up and boosting you up, and I had that. I don't need to have everyone like and accept me. I don't need another person's approval to be who I am. And the same is true for, you know, y'all out there. As long as you're not hurting anyone else, as long as you're not, you know, causing harm to someone else, you know, have every right to be proud of who you are, whatever your background is. And now I'm sounding like a 90s, like, I don't know, there's so much hurt in the world, and we could all be so much better off if we stopped hurting each other and started understanding why we do what we do. And not poo-pooing the idea of uplifting each other and being positive. And because I can be a cynical asshole. I can be an asshole just as bad as the next person. But why do I want to be like that, you know? When I catch myself being like that, and I do it, of course, I'm just like, you know, is this worth it? Is this who I want to be? Is this what I want to be? Nah. I don't know. I just don't really... I don't know what I'm talking about. I have to talk, and these are just kind of things that are in my head right now. Okay. This is awful, but oh well. It's kind of like a bluebell. So blue with pink hair, kind of reddish pink hair. I think that would be cute. No, I don't like her eyes. These are just stand-in eyes. Yeah, this is not what she's doing. Let's start thinking about her face. So we've got the design. What kind of eyes would we like? Man, I want to draw some like actual like anime looking eyes. I usually like do lazy shortcuts. So a lot of times the eye is... Let's think about this. Because I'm trying to not use references, right? You can, but today I just want to draw from the mind, draw from the heart. So let's think about what anime eyes sometimes look like. Usually have... I mean, yeah, I do that pep talk, and it's like, y'all are adults out there, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But, you know, maybe sometimes, you know what? Sometimes, as an adult, I need someone to baby me and help me feel a little better about stuff. Because it's a scary fucking world out there. And sometimes you just want the comfort of knowing that there's other people out there who are in your corner. I kind of like that. I don't usually do eyes like that. How would I apply this to the face? I'm going to need more detail. Well, let's do this one. This character, by the way, looks nothing like me. Ooh, do I want berries? Okay, we'll get to the dress in a minute. We're still knocking out the face here. Little pug nose. Whoop. I kind of like those lips, though, with the eyes. And then I would add the gouache later. Those might be a tiny bit too big. Her nose is kind of looking like how Shimiko, one of my characters from Dark Horse, her nose is kind of a button nose. It didn't always used to be like that. I had requested constructive criticism from some people who were reading my comic, and one of them had mentioned that my characters, especially the main characters, kind of looked the same, and that I offed the one character that looked very unique and different. And so, and that person was right. He was 100% right. And he was not, again, I had asked for the criticism, and he was very tactful and polite and conscientious of my feelings when he was telling me this. But, you know, feelings are important, but you also need to have a little bit of logic and courage and strength and be able to take constructive criticism. That's the thing, is there's a balance. Humans are a balance of logic and emotion, and neither are good wholly in and of themselves. It's good to be a little logical. It's good to be a little emotional, because we are kind of ran by our emotions, whether we want to pretend we are or aren't. But it's good to be conscious and not let either one of those kind of take us over. And it's so easy to do, but you know, it's good to like be real with yourself and take a step back, and you know, not have such an ego that you can't take constructive criticism, especially when you ask for it. But he definitely was very kind about his criticism, and I started taking that to heart. So I worked on making sure that Kana and Rina, the two main characters, making sure their eyes were a little different. I started making Kana's cheeks a little chubbier and tapering Rina's chin in a little bit. Obviously paying attention to the eye structure. The hair obviously was different. That was like the main component that would differentiate the two. But also, like, the way they talk, their speech patterns, is something that he actually complimented me on, because the characters do kind of have their own voice, which I was very proud of, because I had been working on that. But as a result of this constructive critique that I got, I started constructive critique. I'm not sure what I said. Like, I'm kind of stuffed up, like I said, so I can't even hear myself properly. But I noticed that I started evolving Shimiko's face, her nose in particular. Now, I let her eyes go sometimes, but I really need to make her eyes... I need to remember to make her eyes bigger and more childlike. I'm not going to talk a lot about my character... Well, maybe I will. I don't know. But I will say that Shimiko looks like a child, but is not a child. And as the story goes on, we'll eventually, like, I've been making her hair kind of grow and shorten occasionally, and I want that to be kind of a hint that she's not revealing what she really looks like. But it's not going to be one of those creepy ass, you know, like lolly things. I've tried to make that very clear, that this character should not be sexualized. But you can't control what people are going to do with your shit. I haven't seen anything, thankfully. I don't really get a lot of fan art anyway. I do get fan art, but thankfully it's nothing up that lane. Whoa, we got Jay Leno chin. Which would be okay, but I'm not sure that's what I want to do. Not so much bangs, but just a couple locks here and there. I don't really... Every character has bangs that I draw. I don't know if I'm just scared to draw the forehead or what that subconscious deal is. So she's got curls. Yeah, okay. She's kind of got the starry eyes, doesn't she? But I think that's okay. I'm not really sure how to do the curly hair, but... Okay. Okay, I think I kind of have an idea of what she's gonna look like. Let's make sure her head... Alright, well I have an idea of what I want the character to look like, so that's cool. That's fine, that's groovy, far out and solid. Trippy dippy. So let's think about, so now I want to start thinking about her clothes, because whatever this is not going to happen. So I might need a new page for this. How do I want to do this? I think it would be cute for her to have like some bloomers on. I never like, God, I am really out of my element today. I'm going to fold this over. We'll come back to that other page. We'll come back to it. So what if we do... I'm really getting ideas from that book now. Things that I remember. Kind of glancing at it here and there. But yeah, the bloomer idea definitely is coming from this Flower Fairies of the Garden book. Who is the author of this? This has got to be an old as hell. Oh my god, we used to have these flowers in our yard. I love these. Cilia. I never knew the name, but they were one of my favorites because they were blue. Who the hell is the author? Cicely Mary Barker. Huh. Okay, anyway, that's where I've got the idea for the bloomers from. Kind of want her to... This little sketch. Okay, so that's the idea. Obviously her head shouldn't be that big. So I've got a loose idea. Okay, so I'm just kind of coming up with some ideas. The bloomers, I think, are a cute idea for this character. Let's have her standing on her tippy toes. Yeah, and then these will be flower caps, too. So I've got just the idea of how she's going to be standing. Of course, when you're coming up with a character, you don't have to do a whole bunch of sketches like I'm doing. It's fun to do that, to get comfortable, but if you're just sketching for fun, you know, do whatever you think is fun. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do her hair. Still trying to work out the hair. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, my scanner broke down. I've had it for years, but I finally had to come to terms with the fact that my printer and scanner is dead. So I was going to use all that money for Indiegogo, which I still am going to. I was talking about this in a previous video in the Q&A for March. But I'm still going to be supporting the Indiegogo for Oi, Tales of Bardic Fury. But I'm ending up needing to use that patron money that I got. We were able to kind of maneuver things around and take fun money and put that towards the Indiegogo. It's really just shuffling money around in our budget. We have a budget that we stick to because we have to be frugal, especially since I'm spending a lot of money, you know, going home. Which I don't want to talk about that. It would have been nice if Dad had been honest about his illness. And we wouldn't have moved just yet, but you know what? Maybe things were meant to be this way. I don't know. Who am I to ask? But we have to be frugal. So we've been cutting back on different things, but thank you. This is like halfway through the video, but thank you to my patrons. I've got a new patron. I never really said that I was going to announce patrons, so I'm not going to give anyone's, name or anything, but thank you to my new patron and to my old patrons and to anyone who's been a patron in the past. I do this art to share with people. I definitely want and need the support, but ultimately I think that art is best freely given. I mean, money, is important because of the society we live in, but at the end of the day, I do these things for free, for myself and for others, to encourage other people. But the fact that there have been people who are kind enough to help support me, especially in this time, because while we're not hurting for money, we definitely are not, there's a lot going on right now in our personal lives. In my personal life, more so than my partner, things are kind of okay with his family. It's at least stable with his family. Mine is just kind of got a lot of stuff going on right now, which is not anybody's fault. It's just, it is what it is. But because of that, I don't usually verbally thank my patrons, and I probably should. I thank them on Patreon all the time, but this is my audio shout out. You guys, you guys, gals, and all between, you are really something, and I really appreciate it. Something good. You're really something good. I really appreciate the help. And again, this isn't me like crybabying and saying that we're fine. Definitely compared to other people, we're definitely fine. This is not me trying to victimize myself. I'm just telling you that things happen. I kind of like this curly hair. She's actually turning out kind of cute. I'm not sure if I don't know. I need to work on her face. I kind of like this face better. And I think what I want to do, actually I need to, that's not right. Usually I like to draw boobs, but you don't always have to draw big boobs. People have boobs of all different sizes. Therefore, this character is going to have smaller chest size. God, this is so girly compared to what I usually draw. I mean, not that my stuff isn't, girly. I don't know what my stuff is classified as. Hopefully it's unclassifiable. Is that arm too long? I don't fucking know. I don't know what's going on. I'm obsessing. I was supposed to be designing her clothes, and here I just started. Yeah. She's a cute little fairy. Ooh, ooh. I do kind of draw my characters with bigger hips because I didn't used to give them any hips at all, and I'm like, wait a minute. Some of us have hips. And it's not even a conscious thing that I did. You just kind of start doing things. Oh my god, she should have cute little... Oh, she's going to have cute little slippers on. I was going to have her be barefoot, but no, she's going to have cute little slippers on. What am I doing? What the hell's going on with her foot? Okay, now her bloomers are going to go to there. That's about where we're going to cut them off. I think she still has curly hair. I think that's how I want to do it, because I don't want her to have bang bangs. Bang bangs. Whatever that means. What do bloomers look like? Somebody help me! Help me! I want those to be almost like petals. They're so cute. Oh my gosh. Gosh. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, let's give her a little berry. Oh, it'll be a blueberry. Blueberry. Bluebell, blueberry. And then her hair is going to be pink, which is going to be adorable. Ah! That's my adorable sound. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me today. Whoop. Okay, yeah, that's the shoe. Shoe. Shoe puff. I don't know. Oh my god, those characters, the hype hellos, talked so slow in Final Fantasy X. I don't know what my favorite Final Fantasy is. I know 7 is up there. I really liked 9. Mostly I liked the main character. I liked him, and I liked Dagger, Garnet, whatever her name was. Steiner was kind of annoying. Oh, I loved the shit out of Beatrix. Beatrix? I think it was Beatrix. Because the name can't just be straightforward in a Final Fantasy game. Unless it's like Cloud. So in Japan, is his name Cloud Kurado? Or is it Kumo? Kumo. That's Cloud in Japanese. I don't have a large Japanese vocabulary, but I do know a few words. But yeah, 7 is definitely up there. 9 and... I liked 6. I feel like I liked 6. Some of them I didn't finish. That's not cute. How dare her niece not be cute? Just kidding. Though, which one had Kefka? I remember that one being pretty good. I feel like that's 6. But see, the numbers are all messed up because they were released oddly in the US, so I'm not really sure which number system we go by when we're talking about the Final Fantasies. I don't know why I'm talking about Final Fantasy. I forgot how I got on that. There has to be some connection, but for the life of me, I don't know. Don't remember what the connection is. I'll go back in editing and realize, oh, that's it. That's why. Okay, so she's got these little bloomers. Ooh, ooh. Okay. Okay, so what her wings would be back there, so you might see a little bit over here, but not much. Probably not much. And maybe we could add... This says absolutely nothing. This is just... I don't even know if I need to finish this sketch because I was mostly trying to do a character. Oh, look how cute she is. Oh, I have a pink... I have a pink and a blue colored pencil. Holy shit. Not like that's an epiphany. But no, I mean like... I can add some color to this. I really love... If you couldn't tell from my channel branding, I love the combination of pink and blue and purple nowadays. Hey, trans flag colors. I am not trans, but hey, trans, I love your flag colors. They're awesome. Good choice, whoever came up with that combination. I really like it. But, yeah, I really dig those colors right now. Blue bloomers. Should her skin be pink? Maybe her skin should be pink too. Maybe her skin should be pink, like a darker pink. Well, anyway, that's kind of an idea. What color should her wings be? Yeah, I like that. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we got the idea for her clothes. Got the idea for the setting. Okay, well, I think I'm done recording for this video for this day. I'm gonna edit a lot of this down, but I will work on this piece, and I will go ahead and throw up an image of what the finished piece looks like. It is actually going to be a wallpaper for my patrons at the $10 level, as I mentioned earlier, but I figured since we worked on this together, theoretically, I would at least show you what the final piece looked like. You know, you can kind of see how I worked through things, and she didn't actually end up looking like this. Wow, that eye is still awful. Let's just give her a pirate patch. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna give her... Oh my god, we can make pirate fairies next time. Somebody in the audience do that. Make a pirate fairy. Wouldn't that be awesome? Arrgh. Okay. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. But yeah, so you can kind of see how she evolved. I ended up, you know, I don't mind these eyes. Maybe I'll end up doing that. But I do kind of like this design. I think this design looks really cute. Let's zoom in a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, I kind of flounder around and fumble around whenever I'm doing designs. I did kind of look a little bit at this book. Anyone interested in it can check it out. It's an old book. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. And if you can't, I guess message me. I don't know. I'll see if I can find it. But this is a really cute book, and it gave me some ideas. This, along with Brian Froud's Fairies, are some of the stories and books that I grew up with. Now, fairies might, you know, some of you might think it's age inappropriate, but, you know, I feel like I'm a well-rounded adult. But anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll be back with another video. And, of course, I gotta do my outro. Let's get us all cleaned up. Okay, peace and love. Fare you well, and keep on trucking.